Basic shaft removal of a steel or graphite shaft from an iron or metal wood is a relatively easy procedure. There are details to performing this service that every technician should know in order to ensure safety and provide the best possible quality and service to customers. Be sure to wear safety glasses and a shop apron and follow all appropriate safety procedures when performing shaft removal. Clean the extractor pads. Keeping the pads and clamp area clean is critical to how this machine will perform. Use alcohol or naphtha to clean the pad surfaces. A clean, tacky pad surface is essential to the shaft staying secure in the vise during the extraction process. Before the club is placed into the FASTE shaft extractor, the extractor must be properly set up. The extractor should be set up at the front of the workbench or counter. Install the pull bar by sliding it into the square tubing with a spring-loaded pin pointing up and aligned with the hole on top of the square tubing. Slide the bar until the pin pops into the hole on the square tubing. Once the bar is installed, pull the unlock bar to the left. This releases the slide bar and allows you to push the bar as far as it will go to the right. When the pull bar is positioned all the way to the right, the main push block will be in the proper position. If the club has a ferrule, the ferrule must be removed. To remove the ferrule, place the club in a vise using a rubber shaft clamp to protect the shaft. Position the club with the toe down and the ferrule approximately 4 to 6 inches from the vise. It is recommended to heat the ferrule for a few seconds with a heat gun before removing. This softens the ferrule material and makes it much easier to remove. After warming the ferrule, remove the ferrule using the super knife. With the leading edge of the knife positioned at the top of the ferrule and at a slight angle, push the blade towards the top of the hosel. The softened ferrule should cut easily. After cutting, remove the remaining portion of the ferrule by hand. Set the club into the jaws of the extractor, making sure the end or top of the hosel is approximately 1/2 inch away from the main push block. This 1/2 inch gap is necessary to allow the steel adapter plate to be installed. Tighten the top clamp down onto the shaft. Do not over-tighten. Over-tightening can damage the shaft. Place the steel adapter plate over the shaft between the hosel end and the main push block. Once the adapter plate is positioned over the shaft, pull the shaft extraction bar until it snugs the adapter plate up against the top of the hosel. Using a heat gun on a high setting, heat the hosel area. It is recommended that the heat be applied to the back of the hosel with the heat gun approximately 3 to 4 inches away from the hosel. Heat the back of the hosel for 60 to 90 seconds. After this first application of heat is applied, place your gloved left hand on the club head and pull the pull bar with your right hand. If the epoxy bond is broken and it is apparent the head is loose, continue to pull the pull bar until the head is completely off. Caution: do not twist and pull the head off of a graphite shaft. This will cause damage to the graphite shaft. If the head is not loose, heat the hosel again for 30 seconds. After the second application of heat, repeat the process of pulling the extractor bar to remove the head. If the head does not come loose after another 90 seconds, heated in 3 30-second intervals, stop heating. Wait for 1 minute, then start the heating process again. This process will minimize the possibility of damaging the finish. Heating the hosel is the most important part of the extraction process. No shaft extractor will remove the shaft without first breaking the epoxy bond with heat. There are many types of epoxies used in the assembly of golf clubs, all of which can have different breakdown temperatures. After the head is removed, remove the shaft adapter plate from the shaft with your gloved hand. The adapter plate can retain heat from the heating process. Next, remove the shaft from the shaft extractor. After the club head is removed from the shaft and the shaft is removed from the extractor, pull the anti-lock bar to the left to release the pull bar. Slide the pull bar all the way to the right, back into the starting position. Once the head is removed and while the hosel is still warm from the heating, clean the inside of the hosel using a wire hosel cleaning brush or hosel honing tool. To complete the preparation for reshafting, after the head is cooled, it is recommended the hosel be cleaned using cotton swabs dampened with acetone. After swabbing out the hosel, set the club aside to dry for a few minutes. Once the hosel is dry, the head is ready for reshafting. Patience is the key to successfully removing graphite shafts. The most common errors are applying too much heat too fast and twisting the head off of graphite shafts. If the extractor is used to remove steel shafts, the same procedures apply with the exception of twisting the head off of the shaft. You may use a twisting motion to remove a head from a steel shaft once the epoxy bond is broken. Make sure all cleaning solvents are removed from the area before any heating operation is performed. Wear eye protection at all times when extracting shafts. Avoid contact with heated club heads and machine parts during the club head removal. Excessive force on the pull bar during the removal process may result in damage to the extractor and injury to the operator.